All right, here we go with the second attempt at this. We have a Week 14 matchup between the Michigan Wolverines and the Ohio State Buckeyes. The game, the biggest rivalry in college football. Um, Both teams come into this game ranked. We have the 25th ranked Michigan Wolverines, the 12th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Um, could be a really great matchup. I mean, obviously, you're going to have the bragging rights on the line, huge rivalry, but on the one side, Ohio State sitting at 12th ranked right now. The last regular season game does not look like mathematically they will be playing in the Big Ten championship, but a win like this going into conference championships and some losses to some other teams could secure them a spot in the college football playoff. Michigan, for them, they're playing, again, for bragging rights and for a better bowl. I mean, a win against the number 12 team can definitely skyrocket your ranking here. But, I mean, just two teams that absolutely hate each other, and it should be a good matchup. Later on in the broadcast, I might be joined by Masopes, but for now, it's just going to be me, so I'm going to do the best I can here. As Ohio State will be kicking off. And we are off. The kickoff out of the back of the end zone on boot by the Ohio State kicker. And let's see what the Michigan offense can do. Michigan led by their quarterback, Orgy, and Dylan Edwards in the backfield. The first play, they're going to hand it to him, and he is going to get stuffed for a loss of one. C.J. Hicks making the play on the edge there. Both of these teams with very stout defenses. It's going to be who can make the big play. I mean, Ohio State, the toughest ranked stadium to play in. Second and 11, we got play action. He drops back, he throws it. It's going to be an interception and a touchdown saving tackle there by that offensive lineman. Davison, I'm not even going to try and say his last name with the interception. A great play and a great start if you're the Ohio State Buckeyes here. Michigan's definitely going to need to try and limit this to 3. I mean, they're already in field goal range. Let's see what this Michigan defense can do. Ohio State's coming out in 5 wide. Just dropping back. He's throwing a deep ball, and that's intercepted. Oh my goodness. Back-to-back interceptions to start the game. Definitely not something either offense wants to see, but the defenses are both happy. The only unfortunate thing is he did pick that ball off and go out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So, I mean, Ohio State could still make something positive out of this. Michigan's going to have to make a big play to get out of this dangerous territory. Coming out in the I form. Hand off to Dylan Edwards, and he's going to break a couple tackles. He's going to pick up the first. Donovan Edwards, I'm sorry, not Dylan Edwards. Donovan Edwards, a pickup of 11 there. Get him to the 12-yard line. I form again. Another handoff. Donovan Edwards with a big hole. Oh, but he runs into his blocker. He's going to pick up 3. But they're starting to get out of that danger zone. You want to be outside of at least your own 20 in this situation. As Orgy comes out in the 5 wide set now. Drops back. He's going to throw it across the middle to Moore. Big catch. And a big gain. Looks like a gain of 16 there. They're going to go no huddle, hurry up offense here. Can the wide receivers hear the audibles, though? It doesn't seem like Michigan's going to take a timeout. I think that's something that's going to be really difficult for the Wolverines today with as loud as this stadium is. Running some up-tempo offense is definitely going to be a challenge. First and 10 for the Wolverines. Another handoff to Edwards, and another solid run, 3 yards. You're not gonna complain about getting 3 yards of carry out of a running back. That should do a job. It could also open up some stuff later on in the game. Second and 7 for the Wolverines. Going to be a counter. Edwards going to get it. He's going to get the edge. Oh, a fumble. They will recover, but that one's going to be interesting. I don't know if it looked like he might have been down by contact. Yeah, the booth is going to review. Let's see what the call is here. It looks like they are going to overturn. He's going to get a yard of that back from the fumble. 1st and 10 is another solid run by Edwards. He's going to be the biggest threat for this Michigan offense. They're going to give him the ball again. Another gain of 3, but, I mean, it's looking like Edwards, if he just makes the right cuts a couple times, he's got some big holes, and he could be off to the races. Ohio State's defensive line and the linebackers are definitely going to have to step up and have a big game if they want to slow a guy like Edwards down. 2nd and 7, another handoff to Edwards. He's going to get around the edge, a lot of green grass. He's going to pick up a 1st down and fight for an extra yard, a pickup of 9 there. And as I'm joined by Hale State helping me out in the booth now. How are you, bud? All right, never mind. Maybe not. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Another handoff here to Edwards, and he's going to get to the edge. He's got a block. Oh, a big run, but we had a late flag. Unnecessary roughness. An interesting call there. I didn't necessarily see a late hit or anything, but that's going to add on at the end of it. Now we have 1st and 10 from the 11. Michigan's first snap from inside the red zone. Motion, it's going to be a jet sweep, and he is going to lose a yard. Can't get around the edge there. 2nd and 11. 5 wide set for the Wolverines here. Orty's going to drop back, and he's got pressure, and he's sacked for a loss of 10. And it's now 3rd and 21 for the Wolverines. A big play there by Ohio State, trying to hold the Wolverines to 3 here. 3rd and 21. Dropping back. We're going to throw the underneath route to the tight end. He's going to make one man miss, pick up 6, but that brings up 4th and 15. Most likely going to see the kicker here for the Wolverines. Kicker is going to trot out. It's going to be about a 33-yard field goal. A very windy day in Columbus. The kick is up, and it is good as the Wolverines are on the board first. 3-0 Michigan. Here's the kickoff, the return. Decent gap, decent return. Going to get it back to about the 28 to the 19-yard line. And let's see what Ohio State's offense can do. Last drive, 1-play interception. How do they turn it around on this possession?
Yeah, definitely got to do something. Especially with this guy. I mean, you got to get something going, right? I haven't been watching this game much. Been talking to some other analysts. But, yeah, I think this is probably the biggest game for Michigan season. Ohio State, probably not if they win, right? Michigan's got a shot to take their rival out of the college football playoff here. So I think this is a much bigger game.
As it's going to be a completion to Henderson. He's going to make a man miss. Oh, but it gets out of bounds. That is a huge break for Ohio State.
Yeah, you just don't want to take the crowd out of it here either if you're Ohio State. You got to put some points up on this drive. That fumble could have been really, really costly. Michigan, play some more good defense here. I believe they got 1 stop already, so just try to get that 2nd stop. And if you're Ohio State, you're in the playoffs right now. You're playing for something a lot more than Michigan is. So you just got to be you just got to be a conservative, I think. I don't think you can be out here taking too many big plays and things like that.
Another completion, a pickup of 12, as it looks like Will Howard is starting to get things under control. I mean, that first throw, not his best work, but I mean, the next 2, we got 48 yards off of him. It's going to be a handoff to Henderson. He's going to make a man miss, but tackled right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, so Michigan actually, Michigan and Ohio State have been playing since 1897, and I believe the Ohio State Buckeyes have the edge. Not sure here.
Drop
Let's
back,
fact check that.
catch to Judkins. He's going to make a couple guys miss. He's in open field. And he's going to get that down to the 24, and you're just seeing Howard here, 75 yards through the air on this drive. The run game really hasn't gotten going, but he's been able to get the running backs involved out of the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we didn't ask you.
Hand
Absolutely
off
though,
to
Quishon
Judkins.
Judkins. You just got to
Gain
get
of
him involved as much as you can here. Sorry there, Shake, but I mean he's only just got 2 rushing attempts for 5 yards here. They nerfed him recently, but I still think he's one of the best running backs in the game, and you just got to get him as involved as you possibly can. He's going to be your difference maker, I think. Will Howard is a great quarterback as well, so
I
just
mean, you
can't be
really do
too
have a
aggressive.
two-headed beast in the backfield because Henderson is no slouch either. I mean, you got two guys in the backfield that you want the ball in their hands a lot. And here is Judkins again. He's going to get the edge. He's going to cut back. He's going to get the first down, and he's going to be inside the 10 as we have first and goal for Ohio State. As it's been really interesting to see both these teams. Both of their first drives were abysmal, but they have both teams have bounced back really well here. But can Ohio State capitalize and get 6 instead of 3?
Yeah, they just got to capitalize here. As far as the stats that I've seen so far, Michigan has done nothing in the passing game. So you know what you have to do on defense. On defense, you know you gotta. I believe they have maybe 3 completions, so they're getting done what they need to get done. But you got to stop the run game. Donovan Edwards, 8 carries, 61 yards. Here we see Will Howard in the pistol formation. Quick handoff to Henderson. It gets blown up in the backfield by number 1 Barham.
Yeah, huge play there for Michigan. Kind of slow Ohio State down a little bit. Put yourself in a. I mean, there is no more first downs. It's second and long at this point.
Yeah, and if you're Ohio State here, you just can't turn the ball over. No matter what you do, you got to
And
get
we got
points
a
quick.
completion
Drag to Henderson.
at the 3. As a
Oh, and
torn
Barham,
bicep.
he is out for the remainder of the game and possibly for bowl season as well. As Michigan most likely going to go bowling, especially if they can pull off this victory today. But they will not have him, middle linebacker on the defensive front. Here we go,
Third
back
and
in the gun
3.
formation.
Third and goal. Will Howard drops back. And he's going to find Henderson, and he's going to drop it. What do you do if you're Ohio State here? Is this 4-down territory, or do you tie the game with 2:47 left in the first half?
I mean,
Knowing
I
you get
think
the
you just
ball first in the second half
they're
as
going to
well.
go for it here on the 3 yard line, but I think this is not the right decision. I think you got to just take your points here in this situation, try to keep it an even game. Michigan gets the ball back, scores a touchdown. It's a 2 possession game. Here you go, though. Ohio State going for it. Fourth and goal.
And
It's
it's going to be a
sweep.
sweep, and he's
Oh,
going
and
to
he
fight to
gets
get in.
in. Wow.
The
Gets drug in.
determination right there to get in. Got hit about 2 yards beyond the goal line, but still was able to fight to get in, as that is a huge, huge play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Going to try and add on the extra point, make it a 4-point game. Kick is up, and it's right down the middle. And it's a really just dominant drive through the air by the Buckeyes, that drive. Like I said, the run game really didn't get working, but they got the running backs involved in the passing game, get them in open field. Let's see if Michigan can respond. 2:43 left on the clock. Here comes the return. A couple holes, but they're going to get it back to the 20. And
Yeah,
we also
probably
got
just
to
should have
see,
needed that one out there.
we're going to have
And
to see here, because with 2:39 left, I mean, that last drive was a long drive because all they did was run the ball. Can we get the passing game going?
yeah, that's what Michigan really has to do here. But I think we're going to go to our sideline reporter here, Hale State. He's got some facts for us in this Michigan-Ohio State game. Donovan Edwards
All right.
takes the carry.
All right, yeah. So some fun facts, like we mentioned earlier in the earlier, Michigan holds an all-time series lead of 10. They've won 61. Ohio State has won 51 with 6 ties back in the other day. This has been a fairly lopsided rivalry since the turn of the century. Ohio State's dominated this rivalry, but Michigan's come out and won 3 in a row. So the past 3 matchups, going for 4 in a row here today. Fun facts. Fun fact for Ohio State is this: that their mascot, Bruce the Buckeye, was the first mascot for Lee Corso to pick during his college game day segment, which is now infamous. And fun fact for Michigan is that the Michigan Wolverines have never beaten the Mississippi State Bulldogs in football. So back to the guys in the booth.
Thank you, man. That's awesome. And yeah, Michigan they've never beaten a lot of SEC schools, Georgia included, as we all remember that game. But Michigan, like you said, a 3 series lead in the past 3 years over Ohio State. They have swept, and we're not talking to him. And they're trying hard here. Obviously, with the run game, Donovan Edwards just spamming number 7. I mean, that's what you got to do, right? He's the cover athlete, but he has not had a cover athlete game. I mean, 11 carries, 71 yards, sure, that's great, but nothing too big, nothing too crazy from number 7 as they end up in another power formation here. Alex Orji going to hand the ball off to Edwards, and it gets blown up, but somehow Donovan Edwards gets the first down. I believe that there is money on the Michigan Wolverines on the sideline by the refs here.
Must be the rest from the Chiefs game last
The
night.
sideline judge just not getting that call right. If you're Ohio State, are you pulling out the red flag from your sock here? You're not.
And with a minute left, we see another power formation and another handoff by the Wolverines.
Yeah, and I mean, this is getting you yards, right? This is getting you 3, 4, 5 yards, but this is not winning you the game if this is what you're going to do the rest of the game. You have 52 seconds. You haven't broken away anything. These are 4, 5, 6 yard carries. And while that's great when you have 10 minutes on the clock, not when you have 52 seconds. And I think they got to try something here, maybe some play action.
They do
Really
come out in the
set the tone with the
shotgun,
run.
but it's going to be another handoff to Edwards, and he's going to get tackled.
Blown up.
3rd and 2.
Here we go,
Empty
quarterback.
set formation. 5 wide. Going to drop back. He's going to throw a risky pass, and he's going to get rocked. It's going to be a drop, 4th and 2.
Yeah, Alex Orji there just looking extremely afraid when he has so much time. Rushing to make a throw there to the drag, the safe route. And I mean, I'm not trying to be too, here we go, critical of this guy, but you just got to go through your progressions more here. Power formation on 4th and 2. They're going to run the ball. Donovan Edwards, he gets an easy first down and more as they are now progressing into enemy territory on the Ohio State 42 in a timeout from Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan had to use a timeout early in the first quarter. They tried to go up-tempo, and they couldn't get the audible off. Really, really loud in here. Like I said, number 1 toughest stadium to play in for a road team. But I will say, for Michigan, you're in a good spot right here. If you do end up kicking a field goal, you do have that wind at your back. But 4 seconds on the play clock. Are they going to be able to get this snap off? They are at 1. He's going to drop back. He's got a man wide open downfield. He's going to a touchdown, a huge play by Michigan. We had not seen them air the ball out at all, and with 19 seconds left in the first half, they throw a bomb and connect for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that's just exactly what I was just talking about here, Alex Orji. You got to go through your progressions more. You got to be confident in your offensive line that they're going to hold up against this defensive front, and that's exactly what they did on this play. You get a broken coverage, breakaway play. Alex Orji able to make the throw, stand in there, take the hit, and it's going to be an easy touchdown. But the question is, this Ohio State offense is very, very high-powered. They have 19 seconds, all 3 timeouts. We're going to have to see Will Howard air the ball out if they want to tie this game before halftime. And, Shake, I believe you're the one that knows who gets the ball back at halftime, so that is going to play a pivotal role here.
Yeah, the Buckeyes do get the ball to start the second half, so you're not necessarily in a must-score situation right here. But you definitely don't want to turn the ball over and give Michigan a chance to score again before half. So you kind of got to weigh your options, see how you want to play this. But, I mean, through the air, they were completely dominant last drive, and with 3 timeouts and the clock stopping on first downs in college, I mean, I think there's an opportunity to go down and get at least 3.
Yeah, possibly here. We're going to see what Will Howard does. He snaps the ball. It's going to be a quick drag route. Was wide open. There's another drag route on the other side of the field to Scott Jr. He's going to go quickly out of bounds with 13 seconds left. And another thing I've noticed about this game, too, is the time of possession. From what I've watched, Michigan has owned time of possession. So if you are Ohio State, of course not in this situation, you have to get down the field in time. But when you get the ball back at halftime, I think you really need to go out, set the tone, have a demanding drive, set the run game, maybe try to air it out a couple times, but just really get down the field in a nice, confident manner.
Yeah, definitely. But we see Howard drop back 1st and 10. Another drag, and he's going to catch it, but he's going to get tackled inbounds. Ohio State's going to burn their first timeout. 2 timeouts still left.
Yeah, 9 seconds on the clock. That's plenty of time to throw it 14, 15 yards here. Put your kicker in position to kick a field goal. One of the best kickers in college football as well, as we see Scott back-to-back receptions. I believe he's going to line up far out wide on this play. Looks like Michigan may be rushing
Ohio,
5. They're going to rush
Ohio
4.
He's going to drop back. Another drag, and he's going to get hit. An incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was your 5-second play, 6-second play to get into field goal range. You
Yeah, I
didn't get
think
it.
at this point you're going to either just have to take it into half or you're going to have to throw up the prayer.
Yeah, I think they are going to throw up the prayer. They're most likely going to launch it about 20 yards away from Jaden Fielding's suggested line where he can make it, 33-yard line. Definitely not going to get there. We're going to see what Michigan throws out there in coverage here. It's like a
Third
little
and 4, 4
disguise.
seconds left. Howard's making an adjustment at the line. He's going to make another adjustment. Drops back. Pressure's coming. He's going to let it go. Incomplete, and that's going to be the end of the half.
Yeah, and I mean, in that situation, it's all right. You didn't turn the ball over. You didn't give up more points on the board. You just didn't score. And like you said, you weren't in a must-score situation. So I think right here, Ohio State, come out, try to have a demanding drive. If you're Michigan, stop that. It's pretty clear that you've been setting the tone for the game, controlling the game, the pace. And you just don't want to let the home team get that momentum, start controlling the game like that, because this crowd will start taking into effect.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the most important drives of the game for Ohio State. It's 1st and 10 from the 25 after the touchback. We're going to hand the ball off to Henderson. He's got a block. He's going to make one man miss. Going to pick up 7. And that's really the first positive run we've really seen out of Ohio State. Michigan's done a really good job of stopping the run. The running backs have been very active out of the passing game, but that's the first positive run we've seen from the Buckeyes, and let's see if they can keep that going on this drive. Man in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep. He's going to cut it up the middle. 3rd and 1. Picked up 2 there. It's going to be a 3rd and a short 1.
Yeah, Mika Ibuka, the senior transfer from Washington. Definitely a pivotal playmaker in this Ohio State offense. Just 2 catches for 5 yards today, but one of those is a touchdown. I think in the receiving game, he's probably one of your top guys that you want to get involved just because of his run after the catch ability. But this is a 3rd and 1 here. We're going to see if they go back to the traditional run. They have the 3rd down running back, Henderson, in the backfield. Howard snaps it, and it's going to be oh, what in God's name?
It looked like a botched RPO, and
What?
Ohio State is going to bring out the punt team, and that is a huge stop.
Yeah, just the offensive line with the botched RPO there, you could blame that on them. But Henderson with a wild move, launching himself into the air. We normally don't see mistakes like that from teams like this, but Henderson, he needs to lay off the smelling salts in the sideline. You are not Bo Jackson.
As we see Michigan come out with the lead, and you're going to see him come out in that power formation again. And they're going to lean on Edwards. They're going to hand it to him. Oh, a fumble!
Oh,
a fumble,
pivotal!
Edwards is able to pick it up himself.
You got to capitalize there. You got to capitalize on defense. In a booth review, oh, come on, team. Come on.
As he was down by contact, so they're going to get 2 yards back. As it's 2nd and 9, not 2nd and 11. As again, that's the second fumble we've seen get overturned this game for Michigan.
Yeah, these refs in New York are having a field day here. Alex Orji's going to snap the ball off to Donovan Edwards. It gets blown up in the backfield, breaks 1 tackle, but only gets 1 yard. That's still a positive play if you're Ohio State. You're setting them up for a 3rd and medium. Back into the passing game. Don't have broken coverage. That's what you lost on. That's what you lost this touchdown on last time. You got to make sure this coverage is right because they're most likely going to be passing the ball here.
3rd and 8. Alex Orji's dropping back. He's got a man in the flat. He completes it, but a great tackle there. It's going to set up 4th down.
This is a huge fourth down.
As
If you're
Michigan's
Michigan
sending
here, I
out the
think you
punt
got to
team.
punt it. They are going to punt it. You're just not quite in 4-down territory here. You see the punter taking his time, having a good look at the long snapper here, and he's going to punt it.
As an absolute boot, and that 17-mile-per-hour wind's going to help. Luka's going to catch it and
Oh!
get a couple yards on the return.
Yeah,
But
number
back-to-back
14.
stands for the defense
Yeah,
to start
huge
the
stops
second
for
half.
Ohio State there, but number 14 is going to be doing some suicides there for that missed tackle. Here we go, Ohio State back out. Michigan pressing. Will Howard making an adjustment. Making another adjustment here. Here goes, drops back. Easy flat route to Henderson. It's going to get broken up by the Michigan defense. Those linebackers just
Yeah,
hawking in.
I think the Michigan linebackers are making the adjustment in the first half. That scoring drive by Ohio State, they got beat by the drags and the flats the whole drive, but it looks like they've adjusted quite a bit, and they're going to try and make Ohio State beat them in a different way.
Yeah,
Drops
Howard,
back.
plenty of
He's
time.
got a man wide open. Scott Jr. with the catch, and he is going to pick up a huge chunk, 23 yards.
Scott Jr. again, just huge pickup. And this is not really an off day for Will Howard. By the numbers, he's still having his normal production, I would say. Just needs to get the ball in the air a couple more times, maybe a few more yards there, but still having a good day as far as his terms. Going to snap the ball. Judkins out there. It's a quick
Oh, it's a
halfback
screen.
screen. Judkins in open space. Whoa, Judkins! Whoa!
That boy is fast as he is able to make a couple guys miss. And again, that has been Michigan's kryptonite on defense. Ohio State getting the running backs involved in the passing game, getting them out in open field in one-on-one situations, and they've been able to make the Michigan secondary miss.
Yeah, Quinshon Judkins, just one of the best running backs out there. Sorry, his change of direction is just insane. It's a quick fake handoff to Ibuka, back to Judkins up the middle. He's going to gain 7.
Yeah, break a tackle. I mean, you're starting to see Ohio State kind of get the run game going too. I mean, like I said earlier, the previous run where they had gotten 7 was one of the first positive yard runs we've seen all game. As a power set, this is some Big Ten football. A handoff to Henderson,
Ooh.
and he is going to get blown up in the backfield for a loss of 4.
Yeah, just too many linebackers on the field on that play there. Henderson was slow to get up. Third
Really
and
just a
medium,
slow
though.
developing play, and I think that's all the linebackers for Michigan needed to get into the backfield and blow that up.
Yeah, you can rely on your defense if you're Ohio State. Will Howard just can't turn the ball over in this situation. He's not going to do that. Quick out to Judkins, not going to gain any yards. But that's okay. You didn't turn the ball over. You know your defense has gotten back-to-back stops. Go out here, tie the game, and see what your defense can do yet again.
Going to be about a 45-yarder. It is up, and it is good against the 17-mile-per-hour wind. A great kick there. Definitely had to put more leg than you would think. It's a 10-10 ball game with 10 seconds left in the third. Michigan's going to catch the kickoff, and he's going to get popped.
What are we doing, Michigan? Just take. You just missed out on 10 more yards. Well, actually, no, that was a good kick. Okay. Alex Orji in the backfield. Donovan Edwards with him. He's going to quick snap it to Edwards. It gets blown up. Just a 1-yard play. That center is getting destroyed by the defensive line.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen, it looks like Ohio State's made some second half adjustments because the defensive line just looks hungry. They're definitely doing a much better job of powering through the offensive line and kind of trying to stop some of these runs in the backfield, not making the linebackers make as many plays.
Alex Orji making an adjustment here. Going to bring the tight end, Loveland, back over.
It's a
Ooh,
reverse.
a nice reverse.
He's got open field. One man to beat. He's going to make a miss, and that's going to be a first down. The creativity from the Michigan Wolverines there, and that's going to be a first down. That's a huge play.
That was Samaj Morgan on the carry. Another power formation here. It's getting loud in this place still. Orgy handoff to Edwards, and he's got open space. One man to beat. He makes a miss, but the Ohio State defenders are able to swarm. If you're Donovan Edwards, you were that close to breaking away a huge play for this Michigan offense. But they're moving the ball well. Nice 10, 15, 12-yard gains every once in a while. Doesn't hurt. Back in another power formation.
It looks like Michigan's starting to kind of run the clock down a little bit. They might be playing for this to be the last possession.
And I mean, there's risk and reward in that. You know, if you get put in a situation to where there's a certain amount of time on the clock, you could leave too much time on the clock for Ohio State to win the game, or you could not put yourself in position by playing too conservative here. So tightrope, Michigan's walking on if they're going to want to do that. But Orgy with a handoff. It's going to be Mullins. Just a short gain of 2 yards. This is a 3rd and 4. I think this is what you want for Ohio State.
Yeah, this could be the play of the game for both sides. Ohio State's defense definitely going to have to step up, make a big play, get a stop, and try and get this ball back and give your star running backs a chance to win the ball game and really change your season, give yourself an opportunity at the college football playoffs. As it's going to be another handoff to Edwards and another big run, and it's going to be a first down. 20 carries for a $125. He's having a day. Doing your job. That is the focus point of the Michigan offense, and he's had quite the workload, 20 carries, but he's getting the job done. First and 10. Going to be another handoff to Edwards, and a gain of 6. Now, how do we get down to this 3-minute mark? You got to start wondering what Ohio State's thinking. What are they going to do when it comes to calling timeouts?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Shake. I can't talk right now.
2nd and 4. A handoff, a big play by the Ohio State defense, and it's going to be a holding call on Michigan. This is going to be an interesting decision for Ohio State. You got 3rd and 7 if you decline, but it does drop him out of field goal range if you accept, but he's going to decline. Ohio State wants the ball back, and they're going to have to make a stop on this play to make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you got to take that and kick them out of field goal range if you're Ohio State there. But Fat Boy's going to be losing some weight in practice after that holding call. Here comes Alex Orgy back on the plate. Oh, and it's an incompletion.
Gets hit on the throw. It's going to be a 52-yard attempt if they send the kicker out, which it looks like they are going to send the kicker out. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be against the wind.
It's going to be a hard kick. Biggest kick of his life.
And he misses it by a mile. The Make-A-Wish kid in the first row just got hit by that ball.
Dominic Zavada from Arizona. I don't know where your family is from, son, but they might want to get out of the state of Michigan if that is where they reside. Will Howard, in an empty formation, has to lead the Buckeyes down the field with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
It's going to be a jet sweep to Smith. Got blocking on the edge. He's got 2 guys to beat. He's going to swerve one. Oh, but Will Johnson with a huge tackle there. As you're already in field goal range if you're Ohio State, and like you mentioned earlier, playing the clock could come back to bite you if you're Michigan, and in this situation it might. As we're down to the 2-minute warning, they do have all 3 timeouts, but Ohio State's in field goal range. They got the wind at their back in their home stadium. They've set themselves up in a really good situation after that huge play.
Yeah, here's
Handoff to Henderson.
Maybe trying to just center up in the middle of the field here. Make it the easiest possible kick. If you're Michigan, I have no idea what on earth we are doing on the sideline, but we will let the head coach make his own decisions.
Second and 10 for the Buckeyes here. Clock still ticking. Oh, fake jet sweep to Judkins. He's going to get it up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 6. It's 3rd and 4. And now it's really decision time. If you're Michigan, you got to wonder what's going on. Ohio State doing what they need to do. Chewing the clock. A handoff on 3rd down. Judkins is going to break a tackle, and he's going to get tackled here. Michigan is going to call a timeout.
There it is. There it is. That's what I was hoping to see. Just.
As Ohio State
Ooh.
is going to be about a 43-yard field goal.
Yeah, they might have been able to have
he's going to miss it wide left.
Oh, no. So Michigan's going to get the ball back with 2 timeouts. That would have really, really sucked for Michigan if they made that kick, because you could have had the ball back with 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now you're going to have the ball back with about 40. So, in Alex Orji in an empty set, if you're Ohio State, don't panic. You have all 3 timeouts.
He's going to drop back. He's going to throw the drag, and he's going to get tackled immediately.
No timeout from Michigan. No hurry-up offense. The clock is ticking.
I mean, in this situation, overtime might not be the worst-case scenario for Michigan.
Yeah, maybe not. It's clear the kicker.
It's going to be a handoff to Edwards, who's going to get popped.
Blown up.
And if you're Ohio State's going to take a timeout. They're going to try and make a stop and get the ball back for another chance.
You know, both kicker scholarships might be in jeopardy.
Yeah, both missing huge kicks. 3rd and
the Michigan
5.
kicker, I understand. The Ohio State kicker, you got to make those.
They're sending the heat. He's going to get...
Oh!
Wow. Had a man potentially downfield. Would have had to have been a good throw. But now if you're Ohio State, you're getting the ball back with an opportunity again to win this game. You're not going to have much time. But this return, oh, he doesn't even catch the return. That could have been, if he catches that ball, that sideline was wide open.
It looked like he might have got laid out, though, as well. There was a Michigan defender in his shit. Excuse my language.
There's 4 seconds left. Does Ohio State just take this to overtime, or do they take a chance?
I think you take a bomb. Just, make sure that you don't throw some crazy pick here and end up losing the game on the last play. But it looks like it might be a bomb. Michigan in press coverage, too. What in the world?
He's going to drop back. He's going to throw it. He's got a man.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to be a touchdown, but what is the flag?
Last play of the game. I believe it's roughing the passer. I believe it is roughing the passer. No, it's holding. Oh, my God. Zen Michalowski, you will be running, son. Your ass will be running.
Goodness.
A hold on the winning play of the game and sends it to overtime. If you are the Ohio State coach, you are furious. He is getting sat next week. Your scholarship might even be pulled.
If y'all could hear what it's like on the sidelines down here after that one, if you ever seen a crowd of about 100,000 people get edged, that's what it sounds like.
As Michigan is going to choose to come out on defense first, a smart decision in college football. Going to make Ohio State set the tone, but then you get to answer.
I think Michigan being on defense first is a huge advantage. Quick handoff to Henderson up the middle. He gains 3 yards. You really want to see 4, but you'll take 3 on the first play of overtime, I think. You see the rushing attempts this season. Georgia Southern, Jalen White. There's been a lot of talk about the Georgia Southern Eagles possibly making the playoffs. 280 carries on a season, though. That guy might need a PED test.
A drop back. It's going to be a screen. Gets a block. Got one man to beat. He's going to make a miss. And we have 1st and goal from the 7 for the Buckeyes.
That was sick there. I mean, it looks like he jukes him and then he fake celebrates, maybe? I'm not even sure. Let's see if we can get a long enough replay in the top. Nope. Okay. Here we go.
It's 1st and 7. 5 wide for the Buckeyes. Checking the sideline, getting the play call, making some adjustments. Gonna
Howard drops
drop
back.
back. Gonna throw it across the middle. Will Johnson's gonna get there, but he's gonna break the tackle, but he's gonna end up losing a yard.
Yeah, you got to be a strong dude to knock off Will Howard off of you. That is nuts. Ollie Gadsden the second leads the nation in receptions by over 50. That's a tight end, I believe, and that is another possible PED test coming for the Syracuse tight end.
Syracuse, if you didn't know, lost to Miami this week, so their spot in the playoffs might be in jeopardy without a trip to the ACC title game.
It's hard to say someone will go from 3
Oh, a
to 12, but
cutback there by Smith. Almost made something
That's
really
what I'm
cool
hoping.
out of nothing.
Yeah, it's 3rd and goal here. This is probably the biggest play of the game if you're Ohio State. You have to put 7 on the board, in my opinion, here. I mean, your defense, yes, they've made stops, but you cannot rely on that in overtime. Howard drops back. It's a screen to the left.
Green
Judkins
and
gets held up on his own offensive lineman. The just absolute monstrosity
as the Buckeyes
of a
come out
play.
for a 23-yarder.
It's crazy how quiet this stadium can get when the kicker's
He's
on the
able to
field.
bounce back. He is going to make the kick. And, I mean, truthfully, just the range of emotions if you're Ohio State, thinking you won the game and having the touchdown called back, to come out and respond and at least get 3, that's got to feel somewhat positive, but you also have to be worried. I mean, Michigan has an opportunity to win this ball game.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was roughing the passer because Will Howard got laid out in the backfield, but here comes Alex Orji, first play for Michigan. Donovan Edwards going to try to break out to the edge, and it's a 2-yard loss. Ohio State blows it up. As we see the time of possession stats here, that was important to me. 13 minutes for Michigan, 10 minutes for Ohio State, and I believe in the first quarter it was ranging about 6 minutes for Michigan and maybe about 3 or 4 for Ohio State, so they turned that around. Orji with plenty
Orji's
of
going to
time. He's
scramble.
going
He
to
had
run
a
it.
man for a touchdown, did not
Yeah,
throw it.
wow, just had a man
Wide
in the
open
end zone
touchdown, or
for
just
the
misses him.
game-winning touchdown. Alex Orji scared to throw on the run, or maybe he just didn't see him.
It is not an orgy in the end zone.
Yeah,
It is
but I kind of want to
not.
retract to that first down play. I mean, you're starting to see some fatigue from Edwards. Didn't have that explosiveness out of the backfield, and how will that affect? As he's going to drop back, he's going to throw it. It's going to be deflected. It should have been intercepted. Could have sealed the game. And
He's
Michigan
going for it.
No he's calling the timeout.
We don't need your comment, thank you. No, I'm just kidding, Ty. That's horrible, man. Anyway, Michigan setting up for a 39-yard field goal. They missed one from 52 earlier. If this is the kicker, this is the biggest kick of your life. If you miss this,
Michigan taking their time, too.
it's not going to be good for you. Yeah, I have no idea what we're doing. We might take a delay of game here. Yeah, I think they're taking a delay of game.
As that's going to drop it back 5 more yards, make this even a more
When
difficult
you have a
kick.
timeout, I wonder why you didn't take it there.
Yeah. No.
It's 4th and 12. This would be about a 44-yarder. Do we send the kicker back out with a chance to tie the game?
Yeah, I think that's the best decision you make. As we see the play clock going down again, they might have to take another delay of game here or a timeout, and it is going to be another delay of game.
And now I think you've pretty much put yourself outside of
This just went from a 4th and 7 to a 4th and 17.
Yeah, you got to get a grip if you're the Michigan play caller. Play clock winding down yet again.
So we're going to get to play calling with 9 seconds as they're going for it. This is potentially for the game if you're Ohio State. Orji's going to drop back. He's going to throw it. It's going to be intercepted.
Wow, picked off. That is
And he's
the
going
game.
to go down. Ohio State survives a very gritty, interesting win and keeps their season alive. Just a very interesting ending. Harbaugh still might be in Michigan with the decision making there at the end. And I mean now
This
we
post-game
can
interview is going to go crazy.
yeah we can bring the users in. We'll start on the losing side, Ty. Just kind of want to get a better understanding at the end of the game in overtime. What was the thought process? And then let's rewind to the second down play in overtime when Orchie scrambled out left. Did we see the wide open man for the touchdown? Hail State, you got any questions for the Michigan coach?
Um, yeah, tough loss today. Going to 6-6 off of a national championship's never going to be a pleasant experience for the fans. I just wanted to know, are the are the spies still on like payroll, or are they like did y'all cut them out after last year?
All right, well, we're going to keep it professional. We're going to switch sides over to the winning coach, Captain Dead Dad in Ohio State. Captain, I just want to, how do you feel about the overall team performance, and how are you feeling confidence-wise on potentially making the college football playoff?
It's going to be a lot of sprints. There's going to be a lot of, I don't know. I mean, it was a performance. It was the game of the year for the Big Ten, and I mean, just real bad decisions in crunch time. That Henderson touchdown run, just whoever that was holding, I mean, he might not be on the field come playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, from a defensive standpoint, I mean, giving up 10 points in a football game is never a bad thing at all. I mean, defensively, you all looked very, very stout, very, very good, to be honest. I mean, 2 interceptions. You forced 2 fumbles that were overturned, but I mean, the turnover differential, I mean, you won that, and it looked like that was the difference maker in the game, getting that clutch interception at the end. So you got to be happy with that side. But I don't have any more questions. Hail State, you got any questions for Ohio State's coach?
Yeah, you mentioned running in practice this week. What's your favorite type of conditioning to make the boys do after a performance like that?
I mean, I would just say sprints. At that point in time, it's just trying to teach them a lesson. You're not going to drill into someone's head that they shouldn't hold really any other way than just, hey, start running. I mean, and then like Shake said, obviously we did pretty well defensively, only giving up that one touchdown, just real bad blown coverage. I'm pretty sure they sent out in a blitz, and they caught us off guard, but held them for the next 3 quarters. So defensively, they're going to be fine, but offensively, there's some work.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up, and that's going to wrap up the regular season for the College Football League here in Hennessy. Conference championships will be taking place within the next 3 days. You're going to see a lot of user games being streamed, so make sure you tune in for that. But congratulations on the win, Dead Dad, and thank you for joining us.